Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Samira Alaklabi. I am a PhD student at USM University. I am going to talk about instructional leadership in Saudi Arabia preschool. As you know, Saudi Arabia is a fast developing country. The background is in response to social and economic development at all local level and continuous development scientifically and technically at the international level. The national curriculum at all levels is undergoing a constant evaluation in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. In particular, development of instructional leaders and teaching strategies, classroom environment, teaching facilities, and technology. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia attaches great importance to preschool and early childhood education and is currently creating a platform to face 21st century learning standards. The Saudi government recent effort to invest in childhood education, refine the national curriculum, and train teachers and educational leaders indicates its recognition of the importance of preschool education and educational leadership. The history of preschool in Saudi Arabia. The first private preschool was in the 1955, and in 1974 childhood education begins formalized and established. And in 2020, demand for education begins rising, and kindergartens were then rolled out nationwide. There are about 5,180 preschools. And for that, the government ensures quality practices within public and private kindergartens according to scientific methods and through codified instruments. Leadership of preschools is located to females only and is under the supervision of the Girls Education Directorate, which itself supervised by the Ministry of Education. Instructional leadership has demonstrated the strongest verified impact on student learning outcomes, and the role of principals becomes vital to determine the directions and success of school management. Various instructional leaders models have been developed by scholars of education to define demonstration and functions or rules that can be practiced by school leaders in exercising their responsibility as instructional leaders. Instructional leadership models, Hallinger and Murphy model. They developed the model of instructional management by examining the instructional leadership behavior of elementary principals and reviewing the literature on school effectivity. Hallingers in 2015 stated it's necessary for school leaders to exercise and apply appropriate models of leadership, and the correct type of leadership is dependent on the school context. Instructional leadership has progressed to more complex models that mainly focus on the improvement of teaching and learning distributed and shared. In the context of early childhood education, Campbell and Listen in 2016 state that the quality of leadership and management determine and influence the quality of educational institution. And for that, success of any organization depends mainly on the crucial and significant role of the leader. These are the three main dimensions for Hollinger and Murphy models. The first one, defining the school mission, frame the school goals, communicate the school goals. And the second one, managing the instructional program. It's about supervise and evaluate institution, coordinate the curriculum, monitoring student progress. The third one, promoting school climate. The first one, promote instructional time, maintain high visibility, provide incentive for teachers, promote professional development, provide incentive for learning. Defining the school goals. That means the leaders work cooperatively with staff to define, communicate, and use shared goals of the school. These goals focus this stuff around a common mission to achieve the goals of the school. Within the KSA, the development of school policy is often constrained by national policy formulated by the government, as suggested. Such there are currently questions of educational reform and the degree to which more localized decision making can be developed. The second dimension, meaning the managing the instructional program. The first one, supervise and evaluate instructions, is about successful and effective instructional leaders need to manage instructional program which include focusing on learning targets, showing practices of learning, and illustrating the programs and activities on guidelines. And the second one, coordinate the curriculum. The principal is the curriculum implementer and maintains a positive environment in the classroom. The principal should drive and promote effective instructional content, functions, arguments, and management in the classroom. Monitoring student progress is one of the activities of principals as instructional leaders. Their main purpose is to make instructional decisions and provide feedback on learning and progress. In this respect, the early childhood education curriculum of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia was mentioned in the Royal Decree in 1988, which was produced in collaboration with several government and international bodies and covered measures to promote the childhood experience through the creation of the kindergarten curriculum and associated teaching materials. Promoting school climate. The school leaders should create a school climate directly or indirectly by creating reward system to both the school community productivity towards enhancing student academic achievement. The principal should provide incentives for teachers and learning. Instructional resources are important for staff to improve themselves and enhance their work quality. In Saudi Arabia school, teachers tend to use competition to motivate learning, which limits the benefit of cooperative learning inside classroom. Educational leaders should therefore aim to guide and facilitate the learning process through participating in children's activity and social and communicative skills. The conclusion: in the context of this study, it is crucial that instructional leaders make efforts to implement changes that have a strong influence in determining the quality of teaching, team and collaborative efforts among teachers. And for that, instructional leadership is crucial in enhancing the achievement of students and meet the aspiration of the Kingdom of the Saudi Arabia. And that brings us to the end. I'd like to thank you for your time and attention today.